Welcome to my channel. Enjoy this video and subscribe my channel. David Corenswet convinced James Gunn to keep Superman's infamous red trunks, proving he knows that character far better than many others. The Superman costume is a defining element of the character's mythology, and every new iteration of DC's Man of Steel brings with it debates over how to update the iconic look. David Corenswet, the actor set to don the red cape in James Gunn's Superman 2025, played a pivotal role in retaining the traditional trunks for DCU Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, revealing a deep understanding of what makes Superman an enduring symbol of hope. Superman's costume has been a key part of that legacy since his debut in 1938. Designed by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, Superman's outfit was inspired by the circus strongmen and wrestlers of the era, featuring a cape, boots, and the now famous red trunks over his blue tights. Over the decades, the costume evolved to reflect changing trends in comics, films, and television. Many modern versions omitted the trunks entirely to create a sleeker, more contemporary aesthetic. This often proved divisive, but the DCU's Superman 2025 has kept the trunks, thanks to Corenswet. Superman's trunks have been part of the superhero's costume since the beginning. The red trunks have been a staple of Superman's costume since his first appearance in Action Comics #1. The design choice was practical, echoing the look of circus performers whose outfits emphasized strength and athleticism. This aesthetic helped establish Superman as a figure of inspiration and physical prowess. As comics matured, the trunks remained a constant, symbolizing tradition and stability amidst evolving storylines. In live-action adaptations, from the George Reeves TV series to the Richard Donner films, the trunks were always present, reinforcing their importance to the character's visual identity. However, starting in the early 2000s, comic book publishers and filmmakers began to question whether the trunks were outdated. The New 52 reboot in DC Comics in 2011 marked the first major attempt to remove the trunks, opting for a modernized look that influenced Snyder's design in the DCEU's Man of Steel. Despite these changes, the debate around the trunks persists because they represent more than just a costume choice. They embody Superman's classic, almost mythological origins. The decision to reintroduce them in Superman 2025 pays homage to this legacy, while also updating the character for a modern audience. Why there's such a debate about whether Superman wears trunks? The argument against Superman's trunks largely centers on modern sensibilities. Critics argue that the trunks look dated and even silly by contemporary superhero standards, where sleek, armored designs dominate. For filmmakers like Zack Snyder, whose vision for Superman leaned heavily into realism and gravitas, the trunks felt incompatible with the darker, more grounded tone of the DCEU. Another common critique is that the trunks disrupt the costume's streamlined aesthetic, making the design less appealing to modern audiences. Costume designers often grapple with the challenge of balancing faithfulness to comic book origins with the expectations of contemporary moviegoers. For some, the trunks' association with early 20th century strongmen creates an unnecessary link to an outdated era, detracting from Superman's modern-day relevance. There is also the persistent issue of making superhero costumes realistic for movie adaptations. This phenomenon arguably began with X-Men 2000, which swapped colorful spandex outfits for black leather. Ever since, overtly colorful superhero costumes have been toned down considerably, including Superman's trunks, in order to make the larger-than-life superheroics feel relatively grounded and realistic. Since nobody in their right mind would wear Superman-style trunks in the real world, they were frequently omitted. On the flip side, defenders of Superman's red trunks argue that they are a quintessential part of Superman's identity. Removing them risks stripping the character of his visual charm and historical significance. The debate, therefore, is not merely about aesthetics, but about how to preserve the essence of Superman while adapting him for new generations. However, perhaps the most compelling argument came from the DCU's new Man of Steel himself, David Corenswet. David Corenswet is proving to be perfect casting as Superman before the movie even comes out. Even before the release of Superman 2025, Corenswet's enthusiasm and understanding of the character have set him apart. His reflections on wearing the iconic costume highlight his deep respect for Superman's cultural impact. Screen Rant attended a Superman Q&A, during which Corenswet explained This anecdote reveals Corenswet's understanding of Superman, not just as a character, but as a symbol. His excitement about how others perceive Superman, especially children, speaks to the heart of the character's mission: to inspire awe, hope, and positivity. Corenswet's appreciation for the character's impact, coupled with his insightful argument for the trunks, exemplifies why he's the ideal actor to bring Superman back to the big screen.